Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nick Marone's big return to The Bold and the Beautiful could stir up some major drama in Ridge Forrester's relationship with Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. B&B spoilers say Ridge won't be able to stand seeing Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang with her ex, and Taylor could walk out on him because of it. She might even run off with one of his rivals. Here's what's happening next week on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers ahead. Since Ridge Forrester, Torsten K. and Taylor Hayes reunited on Bold and Beautiful, Brooke has been begging her ex to forgive her and take her back. Ridge has scoffed at Brooke's pleas, and Taylor hasn't had to worry about questioning his loyalty. But Taylor will start to have doubts when she notices how jealous Ridge is when Brooke moves on. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Brooke could move on with anyone, but the fact that she is moving on with Ridge's brother, Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, is like a knife in the back. It has been years since Nick was in Los Angeles and giving his half-brother a run for his money. In Brooke's defense, she was also married to Nick at one point in the past. Of course, if you are familiar with CBS soap history, then you know he was also married to Taylor Hayes, too. The B&B writers seem to be moving full steam ahead with a Brooke and Nick reunion. But when Ridge fights for his ex, Taylor is going to be the odd woman out again. Soap spoilers say Nick's return will be for a lengthy stay, so there's a chance Taylor could walk out on Ridge and leave town. Who would want to stick around and watch the love of your life fight for the love of his life? However, there's also the chance that Taylor could start seeing someone new and dipping her toes in the dating pool. Bill Spencer Doan Diamond is as single as a dollar and could probably use a therapist right now. Will Taylor start canoodling with Ridge's rival to remind him of what he's losing? Is this the end of Taylor's reunion with Ridge, or will she put up a fight for her man? The Forrester family is no stranger to complicated romances, emotionally reckonings, and twisted vendettas, and Taylor Hayes may be on the verge of her most unexpected, yet brilliantly calculated, move yet. With years of heartbreak, betrayal, and manipulation weighing on her shoulders, Taylor is finally snapping, but not with screams or meltdowns. No, this time she's playing a more dangerous game. And at the center of her revenge, none other than Bill Spencer, a woman on the edge after returning from her humanitarian tour overseas. Taylor Hayes had one mission: to reclaim her peace and rebuild her life. But what she walked into upon returning to Los Angeles was nothing short of emotional chaos. Steffi's marriage was on the rocks. Ridge was once again tangled in Brooke's web. And to make matters worse, her best friend and confidant, Deacon Sharp, had seemingly vanished from her radar. The final straw, however, came when she found out Ridge had proposed again to Brooke in Rome. It wasn't just the betrayal that stung, it was the predictable cycle. How many times could Ridge flip-flop between two women and expect everyone to be okay with it? Taylor, WASN single quotes, that this time she wouldn't be the martyr. She wouldn't smile politely and step aside for destiny to win. No, this time Taylor Hayes was going to rewrite the rules, and she found an unlikely ally in someone who hated the Forresters almost as much as she did, Bill Spencer. Sparks in the shadows there. First meeting in months was accidental. Or so it seemed. Bill had dropped by Forrester Creations to discuss a potential media partnership, a smokescreen, really, to get under Ridge's skin. He hadn't expected to run into Taylor in the design office, where she was gathering some sketches left behind by Steffi. There was a moment, a pause. Taylor, graceful but icy, acknowledged him with barely a glance. Bill, intrigued, leaned in with his usual smirk. "I always said you were the most dangerous Forrester woman," he said smoothly. "And the most underestimated." Taylor tilted her head. "And you're still full of flattery and games. Haven't changed a bit, have you?" The tension crackled, not just with bitterness, but curiosity. Bill, for all his bravado, saw something new in Taylor's eyes. She wasn't just disappointed, she was angry. And beneath that fury, desire for power, control, vindication. They went for coffee that afternoon, then dinner. At first it was just venting. Taylor spilled about Ridge's recent betrayal. Bill poured out his frustration over Liam's problems, Steffi's loyalty to Finn, and how Ridge had always looked down on him. But then came the idea. One drink in, two former enemies began to wonder. What if the deal with the devil? Taylor and Bill aren't exactly soulmates. She once shot him in a moment of paranoia and desperation. He blackmailed Steffi, tried to ruin multiple lives, and stood on the opposite side of nearly every moral line Taylor believed in. But now, strangely, that's what makes the arrangement work. Taylor doesn't want love. Not the fairy tale kind. She wants revenge, and so does Bill. They begin attending events together. Slowly. First it's a charity gala, then a lunch at Il Giardino. Paparazzi pick it up immediately. Dr. Taylor Hayes seen with billionaire Bill Spencer, new romance brewing. Ridge hears about it and nearly chokes on his own ego. Brooke tries to play it cool, but her jealousy simmers. She's never been able to fully understand or control Bill. Seeing him with Taylor, that stings. And that's exactly what Taylor wanted. Steffi and Thomas react when Steffi finds out her mother is dating Bill Spencer. Her reaction is immediate and fierce. Are you serious, Mom? Bill, the man who nearly destroyed my life. Taylor, calm but unyielding, says, I'm not dating him, Steffi. I'm making a statement. I'm done letting this family be manipulated. And I'm done watching the same men play us like puppets. Thomas, surprisingly, supports her. He's long felt like an outsider in the Forrester hierarchy, always second to Ridge's whims and never quite the favored son. The idea of his mother shaking up the dynamic, especially if it rattled Brooke, was appealing. Do what you need to do, Mom, Thomas says with a half smile. Just don't fall in love with him. Taylor chuckles, but her eyes flash. That's not part of the plan. But what happens when plans go awry? When lines blur, the chemistry between Taylor and Bill isn't just staged for the cameras or calculated revenge. Late nights in his Bel Air mansion turn into deep talks, and cold glasses of scotch shared in silence become comfort rather than strategy. Taylor starts to see the man behind the arrogance, a lonely father, a wounded soul, craving redemption, and Bill, in turn, begins to appreciate Taylor's strength, her brilliance, and her unshakable dedication to her children. They kiss. One night, unexpected, slow, tender. Neither mentions it the next day, but everything changes. Taylor finds herself conflicted. What started as a plot has become something else, and that terrifies her. Ridge's ultimatum. Ridge Forrester has always been the center of Taylor's heartbreak, the man she could never fully have. The father of her children, the constant storm. When he hears that Taylor and Bill have been spending serious time together, he confronts her at her Malibu home. I get it. You're hurt. But Bill, really, that's the lowest you could go. Taylor, arms folded, stares him down. Lower than marrying Brooke again without even a conversation with me. Ridge looks caught off guard, but recovers quickly. This isn't you, Doc. You're better than this. Taylor smiles. Maybe I don't want to be better anymore. Maybe I'm finally ready to stop being the good one. Ridge issues a final warning. If you think you can use Bill to get to me, you're wrong. But if you really care about him, he will ruin you. That night, Taylor lies awake, wondering if Ridge is right. Brooke's breakdown. Brooke tries to mask her insecurities. She tells Hope that Taylor is clearly acting out, going through another one of her midlife phases. But in private, she begins to unravel. She tries to call Bill. He doesn't answer. She tries to speak to Ridge about it, but he's distant, focused more on how Taylor might be using Bill to manipulate him than on Brooke's own feelings. Brooke spirals. In a rare moment of vulnerability, she visits Deacon, tearfully confessing that she feels like she's losing everything. You haven't lost me, Deacon says gently, but maybe it's time you stop trying to win a war that doesn't belong to you. Bill's big question after weeks of public appearances, private rendezvous, and deepening emotional entanglement. Bill surprises Taylor with a gesture she never saw coming. He arranges a private helicopter ride to Catalina Island, where he has set up a romantic beach dinner. Is this part of the game? Taylor asks, half joking. No, Bill says, seriously. This is me asking what we are. Because I know what I want. I want you. Taylor stares at him, heart racing. I don't know what this is, she admits. I came into this looking for power, not love. And you were supposed to be a pawn. Bill grins. Well, guess what, Doc? You're no longer the only one pulling strings. The fallout back in Los Angeles. The news breaks. Bill Spencer and Dr. Taylor Hayes, official couple confirmed. Steffi is stunned. Ridge is livid. Brooke is shattered, and the Forrester matriarch, Stephanie's legacy, starts to ripple through the corridors of Forrester Creations in whispers. Has Taylor finally stepped into her own power? Or has she made the ultimate mistake? Eric and Donna debate whether the move is personal or professional. Carter is caught in the middle. having to navigate legal and emotional tension in the company. Hope confronts Taylor at Forrester and asks if she really thinks Bill Spencer is a safe man, morally or emotionally. Taylor responds coolly, "Safe never got me anywhere. Maybe it's time I try dangerous." Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our bold and beautiful update YouTube channel for more update news.